Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 7 of the Dungeon Lore series. In this series, I hope to explain the origins of each dungeon in Final Fantasy XIV, and maybe expand a bit on things you might not know. This episode's dungeon is Brayflox's Longstop, the 7th dungeon accessible within the game. Known to a branch of merchants throughout the realm, Brayflox Alltalks the Goblin is famous for producing and procuring goblin-made ingredients and materials, and is willing to trade for the right price to anyone who may be asking. As such, she has built her own small empire deep within the jungles of Raincatcher Gully, known of course as Brayflox's Longstop. Adventurers, continuing their investigation of the Ascians, have learned that the Dark Minions are intending to accelerate the summoning of the primal of the Kobolds, Titan. This eventually leads them to Waistcat, a former captain from the Company of Heroes, and a man who took Titan on in the past, who now serves as a guard for Gigaruju, a wealthy Lalafell who owns land along the coast of Bloodshore. Waistcat requests us to procure several ingredients for an exotic feast on Gigaruju's behalf, the last of which leads the adventurers searching for goblin cheese, which puts us into contact with Brayflox herself. However, upon meeting the goblin, she is in a panicked state, as something huge and flying has overtaken her retreat, driving her and her kin from the Longstop. She agrees to give the adventurers a portion of her goblin cheese if they can help drive the threat from her land. Entering the dungeon via the entrance in eastern Lanoskia, the party immediately catches a glimpse of the winged creature plaguing the goblins, that of a large green dragon, which flies away on approach. Enemies within this dungeon are almost purely that of creatures which live in the jungle: birds, eft, otshus, and ziz. To obtain entry any further past the first area within the jungle, the party rendezvous with a goblin pathfinder who in a panic requests the party deal with the flying beast, and gives them the key to the first gate of the Longstop, leading them into a small enclosed arena with a large ziz. Upon defeat, the door opposite opens, leading the party into a large open area, evidently the goblins of Brayflox Longstop homes. Small houses, tents, and campfires strewn all across this space. The goblins here are presently under attack from the nearby creatures, and the party can spare a moment to save them, for which the goblins reward them with a small treasure coffer. At the far end of the goblins' homes, an Inferno Drake awaits the party, where upon engaging it, Brayflox herself arrives, chased by a Tempest biased and sporting bombs and gifts for allies and enemies alike. Moving through the Runstop back gate, the party finds themselves in a large marsh-like area, with small islands of land connected by bridges forming a path, while the rest of the area is covered with shallow water. Here, the creatures become somewhat more water-based, Fs and Pugils, although there are smatterings of Calibri still around the place. Along the left side of the area, there are two small hideaways, presumably belonging to more of the goblins that used to live within the Longstop. However, both alcoves currently contain monsters instead of its usual inhabitants. Reaching the end of the area via the ground path, the party encounters a large Eft by the name of Hellbender, who traps members of the party in large bubbles, presumably attempting to drown them. Once Hellbender is sufficiently injured, the large dragon makes another appearance, landing directly on top of the Eft, which kills him. The now named Ayatar then attacks the party, clawing and using his dragon breath against the party, poisoning them when he does so. Once Ayatar takes a small amount of damage, he flees towards the back of the Longstop further still, reaching the innermost cavern of the place. The party gives chase, entering a rocky area, with cliffs on most sides. Defeating more enemies, this time comet chasers and biasts, and optionally one large curl, the party enters the cave towards Dragon Sleep, where they encounter Ayatar once again. In this final part of the Longstop, It appears to have been a nest for dragons at one point, although it is unclear if Ayatar may be the mother of the eggs found here or simply hatched from them. Ayatar attacks the party, using similar tactics to the first encounter. However, this time Ayatar uses her toxic vomit attack, spitting corrosive bile onto one of the party. Not only does this damage the party member, it will also heal Ayatar if the dragon continues to stand in it. Upon defeat, Ayatar roars and collapses, vanishing back into the ether. And that's the end of the lore for Brayflox's Longstop. An exciting trip caused by a goblin who seems to act a little too big for her boots. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel for more Final Fantasy lore videos, and I'll see you next time for the Sunken Temple of Khan.